Is trout fishing popular in Grant County? I'm here today to show you just how many people will show up in search of rainbow trout here in Grant County. First, I'm stopping at Blue Lake. Just behind me is the boat launch here, the public access on the north shore of Blue Lake. And I've just talked to a few anglers. They're catching limit numbers of beautiful rainbow trout that range in size from about 11 to 13 inches. And there's always a few carryovers caught as well. Blue Lake's a big attraction here in Grant County on opening day, and then throughout the season that ends at the end of September. To reach this boat launch on Blue Lake, you're on the Coulee Corridor Scenic Highway, and you turn off at Moore Road. Follow Moore Road down to 8th Street Northeast, and you'll find the boat launch. The whole South Shore has access to the water, and also there's some spots on the North Shore, but there will be RVs parked along the highway days in advance of opening day, just to assure they have a spot for the weekend to fish from shore at Blue Lake. Before I left the boat launch area here on Blue Lake, I wanted to mention that there's very nice parking lot here, lots of adequate parking for the boats, and there is a toilet on site as well. I spoke with a Department of Fish and Wildlife enforcement officer when I arrived, and he mentioned that everybody's getting their limits of rainbow here on Blue Lake. As you continue up the highway past Blue Lake, you next come to Perch Lake. This is a very popular lake, and it has a ton of facilities available to visitors. There's over 100 RV hookups, there's cabins for rent, campsites, a big marina here for people to park their boats, and also it offers dock fishing that is very popular, and anglers catch a lot of fish from the docks here. They have rentals of a variety of toys to play on the water, and this is one of the busiest spots in the state every year on the opening weekend of lowland lake trout season. If you enjoy trout fishing here in Grant County, Perch Lake better be on your list of a place to visit sometime during the trout season. A good way to find out how the fishing is at Perch Lake is to visit the cleaning station here just across from the marina. There will be a crowd of anglers here with their stringers of trout, cleaning them in preparation to putting them on ice. I'm anxious to see just how many people are getting their limits and what size the fish they're catching this year on Perch Lake. Next. If you continue up the perimeter road from Sun Lakes Resort, you'll find the Sun Lakes State Park. There's room for campers and RVs here at this park, and you'll want to get your reservation early if you want to fish the early trout season here at Perch Lake. It also offers access to one of the smaller lakes here in this complex. And I wanted to mention there's even a golf course here within the boundaries of what is known as the Sun Lakes destination. A small but very picturesque lake at the very top edge of the state park here is Vic Meyers. It's a very small lake, but the background scenery is amazing. And as I arrived, I heard a family laughing and yelling as one of the youngsters reeled in their first fish. That's kind of what opening weekend of trout season is all about. Now I've traveled up the road above the state park here in Sun Lakes, and I'm at Deep Lake. This is a real jewel. As you move up the lake, you're surrounded by these beautiful basalt cliffs that are lichen stained, and there's trails here that allow for fishing from the bank on either shore at the lower end. And it is loaded with beautiful rainbow trout, and also known for good fishing for kokanee at times too. I would encourage you to visit this great little lake here within the Sun Lakes complex here in Grant County. Before I forget, I wanted to mention that there's an excellent boat launch on Deep Lake with a dock. Parking is limited, so you might have to wait to put your boat in the water, but it'll accommodate boats up to over 20 feet. I wanted to mention too today, every kind of boat you can imagine is out on the water here in the Sun Lakes area, including inflatable paddleboards. Behind me right now is Perch Lake. I was talking to one of the state park personnel. He mentioned that this one is often overlooked. It's a small lake with some limited shore fishing, but limits of rainbow trout come quick at Perch Lake. So don't forget to put this one on your list when you visit the many opportunities for fishing here in Grant County. I'm Dave Graybill, fishingmagician.com. You'll find a video on this as well as other fishing areas on my Dave Graybill channel on YouTube. To learn more about the activities and attractions and events in Grant County, you can learn all about them by visiting tourgrantcounty.com.